What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome back to Bit Heroes. So just before I started recording today, I did my PvP and Gauntlet to get it out of the way before we started the video. And I ended up getting Bedlam, which is a mythic from Gauntlet, Trials Gauntlet, whatever, level 340. So yeah, there you go, increases the potency of healing skills by 8%. Not particularly useful for me as I am not a healer, but going forward, if I turn into a healer, I could always use this, and that would be pretty good. So that was just a little cool thing that just happened. I wasn't recording, as I said, so I took a screenshot and I put that up for you. But yeah, we got Bedlam. Now, another thing to note is, if you remember from the last couple of weeks or so, I've been saying that I think there will be, forums, that's the wrong button, that there will be a new raid and new tier and new zone soon. Turns out that's exactly what's happening. So new zone and raid coming soon. There's no ETA on this as far as this post goes. Again, I don't troll through Reddit or Wiki or anything, but I would say probably in the next couple of weeks, this will become live. So I wouldn't say next week, but maybe the week after, or I don't know, soon. But that's really cool. So I've been mentioning for a while that I think this will be sometime soon, and turns out I was right. And the only thing I had to go on that was, I don't have any inside knowledge or anything like that, is that in the past, going from, you know, raid 2 to raid 3, from raid 3 to raid 4, etc., I've never been able to fully max out the tier of epics, of legendaries, set pieces, mythics, whatever it be. And at the moment I am. And I've never done that before, never been able to do that as a free-to-play player. So I thought, well, shit, I've done it this time. You know, there can't be that much longer until the next tier. So turns out I was right, and there will be a new bunch of content fairly soon, which is exciting. So anyway, that's that. Let's get stuck in with the video. It is Saturday. It is double anniversary bonus, so we have 60% capture rate, and we have our runes on as well as always. There they are. So let's do it. As we've mentioned before, in the last couple of videos, now that we're doing 2 capture rate videos a day, we have a lot of options to do with capture rate for what videos we do and what dungeons, raids, etc. we do. So if we go to Fusion, we're only one Dryad, I think it is, off fusing a +1 Rolleska. So we can make a Rollace, we can make a Tilkas, so let's do that, and we'll go and try and get the Dryad today. So Rollace, well, here's Tilkas. So I have one of the Crackers and one of Tilk. So let's make this bad boy. There we go. I have skipped the Fusion cinematic thing, which is good. So he's done. I have 4 Axe Guys. So I could make 4 Rollaces if I wanted to, but we only need 1. Done. And then the last thing we need is this guy. So we have Esqueleto, and we need a Dryad. And then we can make Esqueletard, and then we can fuse the Rolleska. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go in here. Let's go to Dryad and Heroic, and bang. So I have been trying, normally I spend all my energy on the Yeti dungeon, but the last 2 days, I would say, I've been doing Dryad just to hopefully get him, you know, just to knock that out, because it's the one, we only need 1 familiar to fuse and stable a +1 legendary fam. So that's like top priority, because it's like, it's so close and so easy to do. So I've been trying to do him off camera so I can knock it out. Haven't been able to get him. He's come up for persuasion a few times, but as I've mentioned before, I'm not spending gems on dungeon bosses. So we'll just get him through gold eventually. Hopefully today in this video, that would be good, because then we can fuse a Rolleska as well. And then we have, not that I got on the camera, but as I took the screenshot and I just said that it happened just before this, we got a mythic drop. We've got the news of the new content coming, and if we can fuse a legendary familiar all in one video, that would be pretty sweet. So here he is, the son of a bitch. Hopefully he thinks we're cool. He does think we're cool. He seems to think we're pretty cool. Is he going to get bribed by us throwing gold at him, and he's going to get blinded by shinies, and then we can stick him in a Hessian sack? Let's find out. No, he's too smart. We threw money at him. He's just like, who the fuck throws money? And got offended and ran away. Which is the right thing to do. If anyone just throws money at you, I mean, if they throw paper money at you, you're either a stripper, which is fine. Male or female, I don't discriminate. It's fine. If you want to be a stripper, it's good money, actually. From what I've heard, at least. I'm not a stripper. I've never been a stripper. I'm too old to be a stripper now. I'm post 30. I got the like the post 30 flab, right? Anyway, moving on. You're either a stripper or you've just, I don't know, you've got like people think you're a god and they're just like throwing money at you, but you want it to be like paper money, right? Or like notes. If anyone's throwing coins at you, that's like basically shrapnel, and that shit's gonna hurt. And considering the form of currency in this game is gold and it's coins, that would be exactly that. And I've actually had that happen to me in real life, which is not the best. I used to play indoor soccer or indoor football, wherever you're from, every week, every Wednesday, for about 10 years. And I only stopped about 2 years ago. Anyway, there was this one team that was super aggressive, right? And they just wanted to fight. They didn't really want to play. They just wanted to get in there and fight. And our team, we were the opposite. We were there to play football, soccer, whatever. And whenever they tried to fight, we're just like, you guys are idiots. And we just leave the pitch, basically. Because, you know, like, grow up. You're there to play a sport, not to fight. Anyway, they were, the you know, nasty team, we'll call them, were playing another team, and they wanted to fight, and the other team was like, yeah, let's have it. And so they started fighting, and then, you know, the owners and bouncers and stuff of the place, the sporting place, came in and got them all out of the pitch, and then they kept fighting in like the common area, effectively, and there were little kids and stuff around, and these guys were like just running, punching, throwing headbutts, all sorts of stuff, and there were these little kids in there, and we're like, shit, man, we need to get these kids out of there, what the hell, because they just got stuck in the middle of it, and they're crying and stuff. So me and a friend of mine went in to like basically pick up the kids and get them out of there, and one of the dudes that was fighting just grabbed a handful of coins out of his wallet and hurled them as hard as he possibly could into the pack. And yeah, a lot of people got cut up by you know, little 50 cent, 20 cent coins and stuff. So yeah, that was not great. Long story short, don't throw coins because it hurts. That's my Papa Chook advice for the day. Maybe I should do a Papa Chook segment. Just one piece of advice every day. Anyway, getting back to the actual video, because that was a bit of a tangent ramble, which I'm fond of doing. We just need this one dryad, right? So maybe we shouldn't throw coins at him. Maybe we'll just like pretend that he's busking on the street and he's got like his little like hat on the ground, and we'll just like place some coins into his hat and go, "Hey guy, that's a nice staff you got there. Have some coin." And he'd be like, "Shit, thanks man. It is a nice staff. I'll come with you." Although, if that happened in real life and you gave a busker money and then he followed you around, that would be counterproductive. So, really, there's no real good way to bribe someone to join you. It's a bit like slavery, which is not the best. But, anyway. When it comes to a game, it's fine, right? Not really. Alright, man. Come on. Show up. Damn it. 2 in a row was going to be too much to ask. We completed a bounty. Here we go. This is another one of these. Oh, another one of these bounties. Defeat 3 dungeons without other players that just happen naturally by doing bounties by myself. By doing dungeons by myself, I should say. Okay, we've picked up what, 20 shrapnel there. Let's not throw it at someone. So once we finally get this dryad, whether it's in this video or off camera, whatever, we will go back towards getting Fatty and Walcom. Right, but like I said, we're only a dryad off using a +1 Roleska, so we may as well, like, we're that close. That should be top priority. I'm kind of disappointed that it's taken this long after expeditions and I still only have 2 Yetis. That kind of hurts. It's taken a long time to get 5 of them. Like a long ass time. But we'll get there. And I refuse to pay gems, so, you know, it's a grind, but this whole game is a grind. But we'll get there, and then we'll have a Fatty, and that'll be great. Although Fatty will only be used for PvP, and Invasion, I guess. But we won't be using him as one of our 2 familiars for Trials of Gauntlet, because he'll be 2 less squish. Even though when he is attacked, he has a 25% chance, I think it is. Damn it. 25% chance to attack the weakest enemy or a random enemy, or 25% chance to attack someone, which is good. And he has a fair bit of HP as well, I think. Stamina, whatever. But he doesn't have any mitigations, so we'll stick with our meaty. Meaty's actually doing all right. I've kind of flipped my role on him. I keep going back and forth whether he's worth it or not. He's definitely worth it as a tank, but whether he's worth it for a one-off non-stable legendary familiar for Trials Gauntlet. And I need to use not gems, potions each Trial Gauntlet at level 340, but I can get them done. So he's okay for the moment, but I would like a better tank at some point. But we went through that last week, last video, in fact, I think it was. So let's not go repeating ourselves too much. But yeah, Walkham is the top priority. If we can +5 him, and that's going to be pretty good, because obviously they scale on your TS, and then there's going to be a new zone out, so we're going to get more TS, and then he will get even better. But it's kind of a similar situation to now, right? Because yeah, he's gonna heal more and do more damage, but so are the mobs that you're gonna fight. So it's relatively the same. But if we can get him to tier 5, +5, sorry, for the next tier, he'll be stronger, in a stronger position than what he currently is. So that's what I was trying to get to. But who knows? Who knows what new FAMs and stuff and schematics and stuff will come out. There will probably be a really shit-hot healer and tank from the new content. Right, in which case Walkham probably won't be as inviting if there's like a you know, super amazing new healer. So like when the game was fresh and just came out on, because I didn't play this on browser, I only played it on, I started playing when it came out on Android, right? And at that point, Wembo was the tits, right? Wembo was like the healer you wanted. And now, even now, Wembo is still really good. But you've got other options. You've got Walkham, you've got the dude from Expedition. There's a few other healers that you can use. But for the time there, Wembo was like the go-to. So, hey, come on, you son of a bitch! So maybe when this new content comes out, there'll be like the new go-to healer. But even if that's the case, and by that stage we have like a +3 Walkham or something, we still have a +3 Walkham, so it's not bad. Use him for PvP, use him for invasion, we'll see. We can't really speculate as to what's going to come out. But as far as theming goes, if we go quickly settings news, we can see that this is kind of like, I don't know, like this guy's like a patches, like a patchwork dude that's all like put together, it's sewn together, and oh, let's go back, and he's got like a head, and then this is some kind of like bug thing, and this thing is like so they've got like the jelly invasion, they've got the zombie invasion, there's a ninja one, and then as far as like raids go, they've got the pirate raid, they've got the underwater raid, which is the pirate raid, I guess. They've got a robot raid, they've got an undead demon-y raid. So they've kind of, as far as like theming goes, they've kind of like done a lot of the common themes, you know, like pirates, ninjas, undead, etc, etc. So you know, to make a new zone or a new raid on a completely new theme is going to be hard, because they've, like I said, they've done a lot of the common themes. I mean, they could just make up whatever they wanted, and you know, not necessarily go with a theme. But if you think about like, you know, RPG kind of games, and MMOs and stuff like that, you know, there's always like a pirate thing and a ninja thing and all that sort of stuff. So they've kind of capped out on all of those. So what, Raid 1 was like a demon type thing with Astaroth and, you know, the Shade and all that, kind of like demon-y looking dudes, apart from Squib, but anyway. Then Raid 2 was like the Happy Fun Land, you know, super colourful crazy coloured thing. Raid 3 was... What was Raid 3? Raid 3 was the pirate. Raid 4 was the robot. And then Raid 5 is... Raid 5's a bit of a weird one. It's got what? It's got a pyramid. It's got 2 little robot dudes. It's got a tree. And then the boss is some, like, big-ass dude. So, like, Raid 5's a bit of a weird one. It doesn't really have a cohesive theme as much as the others do. So, we'll see. Oh, we're running out of energy. Wow. That sucks. No dried for us today. At least in this video. So, what are we at? We're at 15 minutes. We still got some time. So we can do some raids. So, I think we did Raid 4 on Thursday. I believe we did. So we need the duo bombs from there, and we need Driffin from Raid 2. They're the 2 that we need. So let's do some Raid 2, right? Doesn't really matter which one we do. We need both of them. And let's do it. Oh no, we did Raid 2 because we got Sex Horse Guy. That's right, we got another Sex Horse. So we'll do Raid 4 after this. Yeah, we'll do Raid 4. Unless we get a Driffin. Well, if we get a Driffin, we'll definitely do Raid 4. Hopefully we get a Driffin. That was a lot of dodging. That was kind of mean, actually. So, when the new content does come out, I will do a video like I did with Tier 8, with Canberra, I think it's called, the most latest zone. I will do a video on the new zone and all the flags and everything, and hopefully we can complete them. Then I will do a video on the raid as well. Now, mind you, that my raid team right now is just over 16k, which is pretty good. Like, I'm not complaining about it at all. But I haven't done any, like, you know, paid for friends or done the Hunger Games events on Discord or anything like that. Like, I've just got friends from just like Eagle and Scissors and stuff like that I've just known for ages. And Dustwalker as well, I've known for ages. And then I've got some friends through them because they're all in the same guild now, and so like they've thrown some people my way, which is handy. But yeah, like my raid team is strong, but there's definitely stronger raid teams out there. But what that means, what I'm trying to get to, is that when we finally do get to raid, what are we in now? Raid 5. When we get to raid 6, we'll be able to clear normal, I would think, without much trouble. Maybe even hard, but we definitely won't be able to clear heroic. There's just no way. So it'll probably take like a month or so, maybe a few weeks, until my strong raid members like Eagle and Dusk and Rev Me Up and Proz and Parvu and all these guys that I've got to gear up like crazy. And then because they play a lot more and they have a lot more gear and ways of doing things than I do as free to play. So just need time for them to like beef up, and then they can carry my sorry ass in the new raid. So we won't be able to do heroic for a little bit, but everyone will be in the same boat. So, you know, the good thing is, for me at least, is that Eagle, Scissors, and Dusk are all in the same guild. They're in Chaos, which means that like Chaos is a massive guild. I think they're the best guild in the game, maybe, possibly. What are we doing? We're doing raid 4. There we go. It's the one. So because their guild is just full of, you know, like super players, basically, gods, they'll all be able to use each other in raids and stuff and just like gear up super quickly, which will benefit me, which is good. So I'm a bit lucky in that sense. But if you can do raid 5 heroic now, when you get to raid 6, you won't be able to do heroic for a while, most likely, until your kind of carries get fed and get their new gear. But that's the same with every tier. So if you've been following my videos from the start, you'll have seen that exact progression with me as well. So, you know, I couldn't do raid 5 heroic for quite a while, and then there was just a bit where I could do it. So it'll be the same thing. But as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention now and again when it comes to mind, like now, even if we can do heroic and only clear it like 50% of the time, I'll probably still just do hard, because if you can complete hard 100% of the time, you're 100% chance of getting some form of loot, like a legendary or something. You won't be able to get set pieces or mythics from hard, you can only get them from heroic, but if you can complete hard 100% of the time, you have 100% of chance of getting something. If you can only complete heroic 50% of the time, then half the time you're doing it, you're missing out on loot. So it's much better guaranteeing loot every single, or chance of good loot at least, every single time, than, you know, 50-50 chance of getting something. So I'll still probably do hard until I can do heroic. Although I will have to try heroic once in a while to test the strength and everything. Okay, well, these guys, these raid epics don't really want to say hi, but we got Dryad come up a few times, but he's being mean, and he's being mean off camera as well. But we'll get him. Okay, no double robots here. Duo bombs. So the servers all seem to be fixed now. Everyone seems to be fine. I mentioned to a few people, and I wrote in one of my comments in one of my videos, that I wasn't going to delete anyone off my friends list for a couple of days after the servers came back. Just, you know, because there were all the server muck up and stuff. I came back and there were people that had been offline for 2 or 3 days, like I was. So I didn't delete anyone there. But recently I did get rid of 5 people. I can't remember who you are. So, like, you know, if you log in and I'm not there anymore. Yeah, but you were offline for like 5 or 6 days. And the servers were only down for 2 or 3 days, which means that the other 2 or 3 days you just weren't around. So, you know, I'm lenient, and I understand that, you know, the 2-3 days that the servers were down, I didn't kick anybody. But when I came back after that, and then another 2-3 days after that you still weren't on, you know, that's as far as my lenience can go, because I have a waiting list of about 1,000 people, and I'm trying to get to everyone. So if I did kick you, it was because you were offline for more than 5 days, which I apologize about, but, you know, I got to be fair. And the other thing, actually, while we're talking about waiting list, we'll do one more dungeon, one more raid, sorry, is that I have had a bunch of people, as you've seen, would have seen in the July and August updates of my waiting list. Like, the waiting list just gets longer and longer and longer, right? But what happens is I might kick 3 people off because they've been offline for more than a day, right? Which frees up, I've got 97 out of 100 friends, which frees up 3 spots. So then I'll send the top 3 people an invite. And after like a day or a day and a half, I still have 97 friends, which means that those people that I'm sending those invites to aren't logging on for that 24 hours or 30 hours or whatever it be. Which means that even if I did accept you, like, even if you, what am I trying to say here? If you're going to be offline for that long, to not actually accept my friend request, you would have been kicked off for being inactive eventually anyway. So my thought is that there's people being like, oh yeah, like, you're a high level, I want to be on your friends list, which is fine. But if you're only logging in a couple of times a week, you are never going to keep the spot, because I'm only keeping super active people. The other thought could be, if it was new players, you know, that were in like under level 50, and then just like realize that this game isn't for them anymore, and so they're no longer playing. So they're on the list, and I've sent them a request, and they haven't played for the last month or something, and so obviously they're not accepting the friend request because they're not logging in. So what I generally do, so taking that 97 out of 100 example, is I will invite 3 people off the top of the list, and I will wait at least 24 hours. Usually I do my kicking and inviting of people at night in bed, so I'll generally wait until not the following night, but the morning of the following night, so like probably 30 hours later, we'll say, and then if I log in and it's still 97 out of 30, I'll just invite the next top 3. So yeah, I'm giving everyone a fair chance, like more than 24 hours, to accept the request. But as I said, if you're not logging in within that 30 hours to accept the request, you're not active enough anyway. So hopefully that made sense. It's a hard thing to explain, but the list is ridiculously getting out of control. and part of me wants to stop it and say like I'm full. But I did make all those guide videos that said, if you want to be on my friends list, you know, add me and everything. So there'll be people that'll be watching that and adding me, not knowing that I've said stop. I've stopped. So I'll just keep adding people to the list. It's just going to become an absolute monster. It's already like 130 people plus. So yeah, it's going to take a long ass time to get everyone on there, but hopefully you all understand. Okay, well, unless there's a duo bombs on this boss, which there is not, I don't think there's any other mobs left in this raid. And nope, not him. But we got a very, very, very small chance of the boss, which we don't need, I don't think. Nope. Nothing. And yeah, that was the end. And we completed this bounty as well. Which was what? Defeat 9 bosses. Perfect. Alright, well there you go. Didn't get any of the fams that we needed, so we didn't get to... hey, very nice dude, very nice. We didn't get to fuse the Roleska and staple him, but we did get a mythic, and we did see the news about the new zone and raid and everything. This looks freaking cool, man. That looks like an axe, so hopefully they're buffing axes, because axes are kind of lame. These dual swords, like cosmetics, look pretty cool. This guy looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's the best part for me, at least initially, of the new, whenever new content comes out, is all the different cosmetics and stuff that you can do. Hopefully, and I'm still waiting for the chicken mount, like a proper chicken mount, like an armored rooster or something. Fuck, that would be cool. Holy shit. But we'll see. Either way, that's it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. If you like this video, click here to see another one just like it. If you're new to the channel and like what I'm doing, click here to subscribe and become the newest member of the Chicken Coop. If you really like what I'm doing, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description, where you can help support me and help the channel grow. You'll also find a link to the channel's Discord server, where you can chat with me and other members of the Chicken Coop. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.